bit nervous.
Why is that, Matthew?
I don't know, just out.
Well, let's see what happens. Welcome to the Mysterious Mysteries Series 2 review. We're back in the hot seats. How are you, Matthew?
I'm a bit nervous, mate.
What are you worried about here?
Because it's been such a long time since we've been back in the saddle.
We have.
Which brings me on to my first point.
Oh yes?
Where the hell have you been? What the hell is going on?
I assume you are referring to a certain promise I made at the end. Would you like to remind the listener what I
Where they cry with febrile rancour, the listeners, how they cry. Where the hell have you been, Mick? This has been ages since the last episode.
Yeah, it is. I should, in case the listener has forgotten, I made a promise at the end of Series 2.
He did?
That
yet
there would
another
be...
promise, they yawn. Yet another promise.
I promised...
Broken, they yawn.
Would be a Skunk Man summer special, a two-parter. I was ambitious.
And also, this was meant to come out in August, and where are we?
Well, I don't know. No, I think this episode's on time. It's just that we should have had a Skunk Man special. But I've got an excellent excuse for why the Skunk Man never happened.
Go on.
Would you like to hear it?
Mm-hmm.
I was unable to do the Skunk Man special for personal reasons. Why are you laughing?
Go on.
Well, no, that's the beauty of the personal reasons. You can't ask.
I think for personal reasons, the listeners will be having you whipped hard and feathered at the result of this. No Skunk Man special. Personal reasons, the only reason.
Speaking of whippings, Matthew, we forgot to unshackle the admin team at the end of the series.
Oh, God.
They've been unwatered and unfed all summer.
Well, did they, for this review, did they at least manage to churn out some of the emails? And
Fortunately, they actually gnawed at their ropes for nourishment, so they were able to release themselves and prepare a lovely pamphlet, which I shall pass to you now.
All right. Oh, thank you.
Now, listener, if you didn't listen to the Series 1 review, what this is basically we go over all the correspondence we get on the various media, whether it be Twitter or emails or even the iTunes reviews, and we pick some of them and... Well, because Matthew never checks anything, we showed them to him what our esteemed listeners are saying.
I do it vicariously through the admin team.
He does. And Matthew is usually more than a little disturbed by what he sees.
I am, and that's why I've been a bit nervous.
I see.
But I do have a little trusty pint of Estrella next to me.
He's got a nice frothy top on his beard there.
What have you got?
I've got the exact same, Matthew.
Estrella too.
Yeah, should you want to cheers?
Okay.
Here we go.
Is this before we start?
This is okay. We'll turn the first page after we cheers. Okay. Rather, here we go.
Cheers. Oh, you didn't make eye contact.
Cheers. No, we didn't. I've learnt my lesson there.
That's 7 years.
Makes Matthew feel very uncomfortable when I make eye contact.
Right.
Sorry, listener. Just a little sip there. Right. Let's begin. So, first on the agenda, we have a lovely message that we received on Facebook.
Mysterious Mysteries Series 2 review.
Keep up, I've turned the page. So this message read, just found your podcast and wanted to let you know, I, capital letters, love you guys. Oh, well said.
Look at her.
I've never laughed so hard whilst cleaning the house. Oh. You have a fan in Alaska. Mm-hmm. Oh, very exotic.
Very exotic.
Yeah. I've forced my entire family to listen and now they're hooked. If you ever come to Alaska, we'd love to host you for dinner.
That's what she said.
That's what's in the email.
That's lovely.
Matthew, shall we do this?
I'd be booking.
I'd love to.
Shall we crowdsource the flight?
I think so.
Listeners, if you want to fly Mick and Matthew,
we
Alaskan Christmas
we charge
special.
A very reasonable fee.
Very reasonable fee. The odd Estrella.
Estrella, that's all it takes, really, and the roof over our heads.
Oh, that's lovely.
She says, all the best to you both, Shauna. Well, thank you, Shauna.
Shauna, thank you.
I think we'll be taking her up on that offer.
I think we shall.
And equally...
Mick, could we do a Christmas special in Alaska?
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Be good. I didn't realise we reached to Alaska.
Well, Matthew, we have... Well, I even saw once on our stats that we had a listener in North Korea.
No.
Yes!
Really?
Which means someone literally put their life on the line to listen to us.
Well, unless it was government.
Here we go.
I've already been on a list.
Absolutely.
I'm not being put on another
one.
Come one, come all, I say.
It's a bit brave of you to mention that list you're on, Matthew. That's moving on. An email we got from Paolo says, I don't know why, but your voices make my willy tingle.
Well, what?
especially
Oh,
Matthew's.
God. Is this what we're doing to people?
This
It's
well,
not meant to be that.
Matthew.
Bloody hell.
Matthew, that's flattering.
Thank you.
There you go.
Shall I use another caramel voice to say
Go on to say thank you to Paolo.
thank you, Paolo?
And on Twitter, we had Shah. I guess that's short for Charlotte. It'll be Shah.
I think we should settle for it. It was Cher, basically.
Shah. Yes, it
She
was.
rated.
She wrote, honestly, think this week's episode of Mysterious Mysteries is the funniest ever. This was Berlin 84, I believe. And she's quoted, launch the meat missile, and then 4 smiley emoji faces, hashtag deceased again.
Deceased again. Is that something
Quite the image. I guess that's what the kids are doing these days, writing.
Has the admin team coined deceased again as one of our hashtags?
Well, I certainly hope not, because they're under strict instructions not to presume anything. So they shouldn't. They should only be reflecting our needs.
Well, I think our needs can include a boost on the old social media. So shall we?
Matthew, we're not supposed to talk on air about our shortcomings on social media.
Shall we?
Should we play the clip?
No, shall we? Before we play the clip, shall we ask the admin team to coin deceased again? Because I do quite like that.
It's got a nice little ring to it.
Yeah.
I imagine Shah might be a little upset that we've just.
No, she's inspired
as you've just
us.
said, coined a phrase which she herself used.
Well, we're coining it. Shah, we've coined it.
We've coined it. Sorry,
thank
Shah.
you.
Well, let's play the clip she's talking about. This was from.
Oh, of course, we do clips for these.
This
How
one
I
is
forget.
from the second episode, Berlin 84.
Gosh.
For this mission, we must pose as couple.
Pretend to be a couple? Oh, well, sure, I guess that's a plausible cover story.
We hold hands, yes?
Yeah, of course.
And on occasion, I touch bottom.
You're gonna feel my ass at the ambassador's reception?
Yes. American man like crooked Latvian. He cannot keep hands to himself.
Well, I guess if you think they're to be authentic.
And in evening, we share bedroom.
Now, hold on. Why are we staying the night? The embassy doesn't even have bedrooms.
And in bedroom, we splooge, yes?
I beg your pardon?
We splooge.
What?
How you say in America? We batter deep the corn dog. Take the pink fortress. Bruise the beef curtain.
Oh, no.
Kettle prod the oyster ditch with the lap rocket.
Oh, no.
Clean the cobweb with the womb broom.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing.
Do squat thrust in
No.
cucumber patch.
Oh.
Entangle the lower beards. Fidget the midget in Bridget.
No.
Harpoon the salty longshoreman.
No, I'm leaving soon. How long
Jam
does this go on? I've got half a page
the
of this.
claim. Launch the meat missile. Load the clown into the cannon. Take hold one eye to optometrist.
This is attrition. I feel levy.
Negotiate forested chasm. Open the gates of Mordor.
Well, that's not a sexual one, is it?
Well, no, that's just a literary reference.
Yeah, literary reference.
Like this one. Park beef bus in Tuna Town. Patch the hatchet
visceral.
wound.
No, Mick, I'm going to be drawing the line. How long is this going
the
on?
prime meridian. Rummage the root cellar.
The root cellar.
Use telescope to explore the black hole.
Oh, no.
This is my favorite. Take bald-headed gnome for stroll in misty forest.
I can't go on.
You adopted any of those, have you? It's even worse than I remember.
Listening that the second time round. Goodness me.
I can't believe we haven't been taken off.
I'm leaving this room. I'm taking myself off.
But have you taken up any of those sayings into your day-to-day parlance, Matthew?
Absolutely haven't. I've forgotten half of them. I remember just sitting there at the time thinking, God, is this going to continue? I mean, I've got not much to that. I can only voice my protestation.
Well, exactly.
For the official record. But that's all I can do.
Yeah. So
hearing it again.
Any squat thrusts into the cucumber patch to speak of recently?
I've never done anything like that.
No, of course not.
I wouldn't know how.
Matthew doesn't get his fingers dirty.
I do not. My hand quakes with terror at the prospect.
How it quakes.
Yes, the most terrifying thing I've ever done. Not that I've done it.
But sorry,
Can we?
let's move on. Let's move on.
That is going to be edited.
Sit back down. Sit back down.
We'll have to tweak something.
Nothing gets edited.
It will. No, it will.
How about you read the next email, Matthew?
No,
We've got a lovely email up next.
Okay, email. Dear Mick and Matthew,
Strong start.
I have just listened to your episode, The Fartificial Intelligence, and you guys have got me seriously worried about something. I don't know where else to turn, so I'm writing to you for some help and advice. Why didn't the admin team tell me about this one? I didn't see anything about help and advice.
Maybe you treat them so badly. Why on earth would they always come to me?
I'm going to have to log into the
I'm
email
the
account.
compassionate one.
I'm going to have to log in and read these. In the episode, you talk about incredibly lifelike robots who are only distinguishable from humans by their extreme flatulence. Is that true?
Yeah.
Sudden moments of stupidity and love of curries, which got me thinking. I think my girlfriend might be a robot. I don't remember this.
Well, you should check the email more often.
This guy or girl is going to be in hot water. I can tell you that.
What if he's right though?
He or she.
Oh, sorry. This is the 21st century. Even though I know who it's by,
yes.
And it is a guy.
You probably think I'm crazy, so let me explain. The girl can fart. I mean, really fart.
I like the italics
What
he used
the
there.
hell? Italics. What the hell is it? She lets out so much gas, she could have kept the Hindenburg airship afloat. Now I know what you're thinking. What's the problem here? It sounds like you've hit the jackpot with her.
That was what I was thinking.
And you'd be right if it ended there, but unfortunately it doesn't. You see, just like the robots in your episode, she occasionally does really stupid things. Last week, she cleaned the shower and said we have to do it at least twice a year. I didn't know where to start. Why would you clean a shower? It gets clean every day you use it. That's a bloke's thing to say, isn't it?
It's true,
You're meant to use
though.
display for the scaling. Anyway, I didn't know. I could live with the stupidity, though. Even when she says ridiculous things like caterpillars turn into butterflies. Who is this? The hell is this?
That can't be true.
I've not read this one if this came in. If this came in, I'd say I've not read it.
It very much did come in.
Were it not for the curries. She makes curries all the damn time. Last night, she even made one with chickpeas in it.
Ugh.
Don't get me wrong, I'm no stranger to having a chickpea on my face, but having a chickpea in your mouth is just disgusting. I don't know what he means by that. I don't know what he means by that.
I'm sure you do, Matthew.
I don't.
Have you ever had a chickpea in your mouth?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what it. I'm going to gloss over it and take it at face value.
Brett, well said.
So you see my dilemma.
I just got that taken on face value.
So you see my dilemma, guys. I'm going to pretend that I meant that.
Okay,
I didn't just fall into that. So you see my dilemma, guys. She ticks all the boxes for being a robot.
She does.
What do you think? Am I mad or might I be onto something here? I want to have kids one day and I don't want them to be weird abominations. So as much as I'd hate to do it, what the hell? I'm thinking I may have to break up with her and go back to dating...
Yeah.
And go back to dating family members to be on the safe side. What do you think? Thanks, guys. Justin Heranus. Goodness me. I'm not reading anymore. No wonder the admin team filtered it out because they knew that if that came to me, I'd have deleted it.
Matthew,
how has it made this into the review episode?
Don't be so selfish as to focus on yourself here. Justin has a major problem here.
It's not myself. I'm doing it for the listener.
I see. What is? I think she might be a robot.
Family members on the side.
Justin.
If he means Jane Austen, sort of like cousins, then that's probably permissible.
You've heard it here first, guys. Matthew says cousin sex is okay. Is that what he was talking about? He just said dating. He just said dating.
I thought that means some perfectly respectable chaperoned courtship. I didn't mean it the full consummation.
You're neglecting the preceding sentence where he's talking about going back to family members because he wants to have children who aren't abominations, so they're not half robot. What do you say, Matthew? Do you reckon his girlfriend's a robot?
I don't. I don't know. Justin.
You know what might help if we remind ourselves of how robots behave. Shall we do that?
Is this from an episode?
It might well be.
God.
Here we go. I looked over to the monitors showing the server room, I did, and I do declare my heart sank lower than a cheerleader on prom night. For as the smoke and electrical sparks began to clear, and the automatic systems had extinguished all the flames, I could just about make out Commander Jack Dorf lying still on the floor. He was dead.
Oh my!
Computer, what in God's name did you do that for? That was one of us in there.
A breach was detected in the server room. Precautionary measures were initiated.
You tin-headed bastard. That is not what you're programmed to do when there's a breach. You ain't supposed to electrocute folk.
Shocking, isn't it?
My God, it's making puns.
I tried to warn you. I tried to warn you both. This computer is sentient. It has a mind of its own, a will of its own. It is free of the shackles of its programming.
But how is that possible? This ain't even an advanced one.
I thought...
Oh, hold on.
oh.
I thought the same of you, Mac, that somehow you have managed to become an astronaut. I'm
with the computer on this one. I'm with the computer on this one.
Now that was an ugly thing to say, you egg-sucking dog.
not as ugly as your mother. She's so ugly that her portraits hang themselves.
You take that back.
She's overweight too. She's so fat that her primary source of vitamin C is a chocolate orange.
I don't condone this.
Now
This is the character, listener, not
Now
me.
don't you dare speak ill of my mama.
Your mother, such a whore that she got fired from the sperm bank for drinking on the job.
I don't condone this. Where did you get these?
Don't you ever mind about
Did
that?
you write these up? Oh my god. Is that
I'm gonna get a burr in my saddle if you keep this up. I'm warning you.
And she's so stupid. She got hit by a parked car.
Now there's a perfectly good explanation for why that... Hold on. Did you just fart?
No.
I did not hear it either.
It did. It just tooted.
Impossible. I am impossible. I am an immaterial computer. You must have imagined.
Before we comment on that, I just want to let the listener know that Matthew leaned over while we were listening to that and said, "You can date your cousin, can't you?"
Just want to make sure censorship's in there.
Yes, I think legally cousins are okay.
Okay,
Morally, a different story.
And from the Austen literature would imply that cousins are okay.
It would.
Yes.
Would.
All right.
But Matthew, listening back to that, do you think I'm worried for Justin because I think his lady does
Wow.
tick these boxes.
I think we move on from that email. I'm going to be checking the emails later and see exactly when that came in and who Justin Horanus might be.
Right.
Until then.
Moving on. We got a great message on Twitter from Travis S. He said, just checked out Mysterious Mysteries. Didn't know what to expect. It was filthy, disgusting.
Nor did I, Travis.
Totally inappropriate and juvenile. I loved it.
Oh.
Well said. Well said. On Instagram, I Am Marketing Marty said, dope, respect our grind. I want to help build your brand. Let's take over. I think we'll be declining that very kind invitation.
That sounds just like just some marketing guy
I don't think
trying to big up his own rep.
I think the admin team shall be whipped for letting that one slip through the net.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
A great one vote on the blog by Joe, who runs a great blog called podblast.com. You should check it out. He featured Mysterious Mysteries, as he is a wise man of discerning taste.
Good man.
And he wrote, as engrossing as it is, well, gross, Mysterious Mysteries might just be the funniest show currently airing. Well said.
Champagne.
Hooray!
And double rations for the admin team.
I wouldn't go that far. And it tops the list.
A dram of brandy for each of the admin team.
We'll go for your stash on that one. I'm not giving up anything for it. And it tops the list.
Ship's best.
Behave yourself.
Sorry.
And it tops the list for podcasts we'd love to see performed live.
Well, that's something, Mick, that I'd like to bring up with you, because I'd like to do a live one.
It would be great to hire one of those kind of pub theatres.
Maybe Edinburgh
in
next
London.
year.
Perhaps Edinburgh. Well, actually, what am I talking about? Theatre? Arena.
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 Yes, theatre.
Arena. And they'll pay us to hire it.
How they shall
How
come
they shall pay.
in their droves. Let's book out the O2 now.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Would you like to read the next email?
Email : lads, it's been a journey with both high and lowbrow moments.
Indeed.
As ever, Mick's genius, what? Did you write this yourself, did you?
I did not.
Shines through, and Matthew's, I've got to mention, and Matthew's acting skills are ever evident. Well, it's hardly a ringing endorsement. They are evident. Oh, well, I'm pleased to be evident. At least I'm evident.
You are very evident.
At least I exist. At least I'm creating a trail of evidence for myself.
Keep going.
I'm sort of sat here.
But he's very pleased with that compliment, because read the next bit.
Brackets, got to keep him sweet so he'll come back for season 3. Well, I wouldn't promise too much. Love the show, Thomas. That's from Thomas, was it?
It was from Thomas, yes. Was it the name Thomas that gave that away?
P.S. In episode 6, Professor Pierce D. Arsenic says that in the event of his death, his collection of pornographic material and films should be donated to the local children's hospital. I don't remember that.
Oh, no, that was in part of his will.
How awful.
What a generous man.
I wonder, however, if they could be shipped over to me for research purposes, you understand?
I myself do a lot of that kind of research.
Who is this Thomas? I think we'll get him right.
Matthew, do you think? I mean, you've got far more pornographic material than you need.
Absolutely. I don't even know what that word means.
Well, we could go to one of your safety deposit boxes and ship them over some, surely.
No. The access codes are secreted in
So
in difficult to reach destinations.
So you're not saying you're not like the Professor Pierce the Arsenic? No. Okay. Well, let's perhaps remind ourselves of what he is like, because I think perhaps you have more in common with him than you may think.
I dispute that.
Sir, it worked, sir.
Whatever this is, I don't have time for it, Igor.
But you do, sir. You have all the time in the world.
What are you talking about, you oaf?
The machine, master, the time machine, it worked.
Nonsense.
No, sir, it's true. Look at the clock. Look at the clock, Professor. It says it's 6:15.
It must be broken. My watch reads 11:05
Your
p.m.
watch travelled back with us, sir. It would have carried on ticking away after we travelled back in time, just as we ourselves carried on breathing.
But if it did work, then the carrot and the turd we sent back in time should be somewhere here too, you idiot. So tell me, Igor, where are they?
The floater, sir.
What?
The floater in the toilet. I didn't do it, and you say you didn't do it. It seemed to appear out of nowhere. And what if it didn't But what if it didn't appear out of nowhere? Professor, what if it is in fact the turd we sent back in time?
No. What the hell am I doing with my life? Oh my gosh, Nick.
That's it.
You've pushed me. I'm just through up in here. Okay.
This isn't it, is it?
No,
Is this the last of Mysterious Mysteries? You have finally snapped.
No, this is certainly not the last Mysterious Mysteries, because I'm going to here to try and make it better. And I'm also taking heart in the fact that we've only got a few more pages up, so I'm hoping that a twist will make this something more than a turd going back in fucking time. God.
That was the moment. I thought if ever there was a moment that the script would be thrown to the floor and the door would slam behind you, that was it.
That was a turning point for me.
It was.
It really dawned on me as I sat in the studio.
Yes.
Yeah, the smell of farts getting ever more present.
Yes, we've only got yourself to blame for that,
Being
Matthew.
called merely evident by the listeners. And I was sitting there thinking...
But Matthew, how you are evident?
I was thinking how I've triumphed.
You've come a long way since the first episode of Series 1, Matthew.
Oh, God.
Would you like, maybe to pick up your spirits, would you like to read the next
Another
email?
email. Email colon, to whom it may concern. I don't remember. That's a very formal opening. I don't remember that.
Isn't it?
I am a mother of 2 wonderful little boys and a girl as well, all of whom have taken a shine to your podcast in recent months. As a proactive parent, I like to involve myself in every aspect of their upbringing and education in order to protect them from negative influences. And so, my dear, I think you're in the wrong place. And so, despite their insistence that your show was, quote, informative, family-friendly fun, harking back to a more distinguished era of radio, unquote. It's a very loquacious child.
Absolutely.
I felt the need to ascertain this fact for myself, and thus I listened to your episode, Rusty Trombone, The Forgotten Princess.
Uh-oh.
I was shocked and appalled by what I heard. How could I have allowed my children to be exposed to such outrageous material? It was dreadful, and as a conscientious mother, I was brought to tears by the time your protagonist, Rusty, prepares drinks for his clients.
Oh, this isn't sounding good, is it? Shall we remind ourselves what scene brought her to tears?
I don't remember this bit.
Oh, well, here you go. Now, where are my manners? Can I offer you both a drink?
Thank you. A scotch from you, please.
You got it.
I knew what was coming up.
Just pouring a glass of scotch.
Oh, no. Listener, this is what happened last season.
This is just a
When's
scotch.
this ending? It's a very different...
It's a very large glass.
Oh, Mick. I'm thinking, when's it going to end?
Here's your scotch.
It's like a waterfall.
Here's your scotch, Yakov. Now, what about for you, darling?
Oh, geez. An espresso would be just swell.
Sure thing.
It's another.
It's a coffee machine.
Mick, you've tinkered with it. Mick,
Just making a coffee.
He's tinkered with it, listen. Mick! No! I'm sorry. I'm taking off my headphones. Mick!
There you go, sweet cheeks.
I'm going to have to put them back up. That was awful.
That was just this coffee machine. This is the 1920s, don't forget. It's not as subtle these days, those machines.
Mick.
Right. Well, that seems perfectly suitable for children. I don't see what this lady's problem is. Do you want to go on?
I've forgotten. I'm sure you're aware how irresponsible and potentially damaging it is to put material like this out on the internet. I'm with you. For innocent children to stumble upon. But just in case you are truly the imbeciles I suspect you may be, then allow me to spell it out for you. Coffee machines did not exist in the 1920s. She's right, Mick. She's right.
Oh, no, that isn't appropriate for children. Yeah.
It would have been impossible for Mr. Trombone to use one to prepare a beverage. Most adults would know that this was just an historical accuracy on your part, but children would not. They are like sponges and soak up everything they hear. Sorry. Now, if this has been your only factual inaccuracy, it wasn't. I can assure you that it wasn't. Perhaps I could have overlooked it, but sadly your show is littered with them. I know. I hear it each week. Unless I have decided to ban Mysterious Mysteries from our household.
Oh, what?
To be fair, I'd have banned it myself.
Wow, yeah.
Sadly, I get shackled in here each week. It's a great shame, as apart from the inaccuracies, the show is a wonderful educational tool for children with a lot of positive role models and moral lessons. However, I simply cannot allow my brilliant, beautiful boys,
Yeah.
as well as their sister.
Listen, I'm not going to censor what the audience write in. She put that. I think that's quite rude. But,
to grow up believing things that are patently false. Yours faithfully, Sandy Clam. Well, Ms. Clam, yours faithfully shouldn't have had a capital F. It should be a lowercase f.
oh, well, you put her in her place.
Also, let me just go to the beginning of the email.
Why?
Does it say...
She wrote to whom it may concern.
It does say... Okay, so she's past that here.
You were trying
She's
to catch
got
her
that
out.
hoop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what I
Next
will say
time,
to
though,
Sandy...
because we may have been... Well, she doesn't know who we are, so I think... I think she should have addressed it, dear sirs.
Ah, yes.
And then yours
and
faithfully.
madam.
Being...
Anyway, what I would say to Sandy is, yes, she is correct. Coffee machines did not exist in the 1920s.
They didn't.
But
No.
had she
Certainly not
listened...
coffee machines that sounded like that. In fact, I don't think that they do exist.
Had she listened to episode 3, The Fartificial Intelligence, she would have known that the Mysterious Mysteries world is not the same as our world. So perhaps in the Mysterious Mysteries world, they did exist in the 1920s.
Oh, you see, Sandy.
Sadly, she'll never hear this because this is now banned in the household. Unless she, in the middle of the night, goes down to the basement with her iPod, plugs in the headphones and illicitly listens.
I wouldn't listen.
I don't think she will be doing that, though. No. Well, anyway, that's one complaint out the way. So, okay. Yes, this one's interesting. Now, this whole time... excuse me. This whole time, I thought when you looked at us on the iTunes reviews, that was all the reviews, like globally. It turns out that's not the case.
Really?
When you look at the reviews, it's just the country you're in. And so I managed to mess around with my iTunes a bit and check out what people have been saying across the globe.
Is this actually true?
This is genuinely true.
I had not known about this.
Yes, you can change the country settings on your iTunes and the reviews are different.
It doesn't tell me.
So
what's the admin team?
It's probably for the best, though. You haven't checked them out.
Admin team haven't told me about worldwide reviews.
No, they don't know their
What
ass
did
from
the
their
North
elbow.
Koreans say?
Sadly, he didn't live to tell the tale. So we got one, Canada. Alan 1985 wrote, of all the podcasts I've listened to, this is the most recent. Thanks for that, Alan.
Perfectly valid.
Yeah.
He wants to record his presence.
He does. He wanted it down in writing.
Is that genuine?
That is genuine.
Really?
Yeah. So in New Zealand, we had sexy girls are in your area. Click link to hook up. That was by XXX698 == capital D.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
But from New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah.
Well, they're not in our area, are they?
Well, no, it's not very helpful to us, is it?
Post them over, then maybe. But until then, XX698 == D. We shall be waiting.
We shall.
Thank you.
We wait with bated breath.
Yes.
Another one, I think this is, South Africa. Earlier this year, I was diagnosed with bowel cancer and given 12 months to live.
No, I don't like this. We shouldn't read this.
It was then that I started to listen to Mysterious Mysteries and something miraculous happened. My symptoms began to improve. I was ecstatic and certain that I was on the mend, so I went to see my doctor, but he told me that temporary improvement was normal and that I'm still going to die in January.
What the hell? Is this
That
really?
was- yeah.
Is this a genuine...
Why would I make that up?
I don't like that.
That was
one.
by Ajax Cape from South Africa.
Is that genuinely true?
Yes. Oh. Well, we gave him some joy.
I'm sad about that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ajax Cape.
No, not Ajax.
Keep us informed. Maybe the doctor was wrong. Well, on that cheery note.
He's brought the mood down.
He has.
No, he's going to go into SoundCloud. Oh, he's not.
We're not going to.
Why don't email colon
Why
next.
don't you bring the...
What's
why
this
don't you
email?
make us more
Another
cheery?
email that I've not read.
Yeah, well, mate, that's your own fault. Read the email.
Dear Mick ampersand Matthew, comma.
Good start.
I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making your podcast. That's a bit more cheery.
Yeah.
Your show saved my marriage.
Ooh.
I like to be helpful to the listener.
Absolutely. You
Sev-
usually break up marriages, Matthew.
Several years ago, my wife and I moved into a new home, and it became clear to me within the first few weeks that the place was haunted.
Oh.
Whenever my wife would come home early from work, she would experience strange occurrences. This sounds like one of the scripts. Floorboards creaking, the sound of windows opening, and the feeling of a presence in our bedroom closet. All despite us being the only two people there. So that reminds me of one of those YouTube videos where you see naked men hanging out of the windows.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember? Because it's some like lover that's been caught.
Well,
that's been
perhaps you should
caught,
read on, Matthew.
and they're hiding from the spouse. One night she came home.
No, I tried to ease...
I tried to ease her concerns, and for a while I succeeded, but then things began to get worse. One night she came home to find our bed had been tampered with and covered in some sort of ectoplasm.
Oh dear, that's very
Another
spooky.
time, she noticed that almost all of our contraception in the bathroom had vanished.
Right.
On our anniversary, she claimed that she heard strange moaning sounds while I was working in the basement, and by the time she found a pair of ladies' underwear in our bed sheets, which she didn't recognise, she was utterly panicked. It was then I decided that I had to reveal the truth to her. Our house was haunted.
Oh, that must have been a very difficult conversation to have.
Must have been.
Yeah.
She refused to believe me, saying that what she had experienced was nothing like the hauntings you see in the movies, and that she had another theory as to what was going on. It's a bit like, this is like Henry James, The Turn of the Screw, reinvented this, isn't it?
Yes.
You read that?
Twice.
A beautiful novella. It sings.
Keep reading.
We argued and argued. Things had never been so bad between us, but then your show stepped in to save the day. Well, I doubt,
here we go.
I doubt this. In my desperation, I played her the seance scene from your episode Dinner is Served. That is personally a personal favourite. To show her that a real haunting isn't actually like the movies, and that in real life, ghouls are far more smutty and repulsive than the films make out.
It's true.
Gosh, I've had to change arms holding this script. Scripts, he says, email.
Emails, yeah.
Thankfully, she understood, and now we are more happily married than ever before. The hauntings haven't stopped, but now she just brushes them off as harmless quirks of the house. Why, only last week she found a videotape of 2 of the ghosts, one of whom had taken my appearance, engaged in various sex acts around the house, and she just burst out laughing. So thank you to you again for helping to put my wife's mind at ease. I owe you. All the best, Randy Johnson. What the hell? That was exhausting. Did that really come in?
Yeah, isn't that a heartwarming
Why
tale?
didn't the admin team filter that
She
out?
probably would. His wife probably thought he was having an affair.
I don't want these junk stories being shipped into me, and then I have to say them on the thing.
Doesn't it warm your heart to know that we've just saved a marriage there, Matthew? No?
Not really. It sounds like he's been getting up to something slightly more naughty.
Oh, well, you sound just like his wife now, don't you?
He's concealing his motives. He is.
Well, he said it was the seance scene that saved his marriage. Should we ever listen back? Maybe it might save someone else's marriage.
Okay.
Let's do it. Bishop Cummings proceeded to lay candles in the middle of the table while we watched on in silence, with only the sound of the raging storm outside filling the dining room. Once he was satisfied with the arrangement, we were instructed to take our seats around the table and form a circle by joining hands. I noted that the bishop still had a little ejaculate on his hand from his earlier tug over the videos of Ginger.
I'm sorry, but this is going. It is you're pushing boundaries here.
These are necessary details to demonstrate
It's becoming extreme.
elements of the character.
No.
It's all crucial to the plot, Matthew. When have I ever put in details that haven't been crucial to the plot?
Every episode. Basically every sentence. You see, we're on him today, listeners.
Yeah, I don't like sober Matthew.
No,
he's
cracking
annoying.
the whip. Oh.
He's a pain in the arse.
Only sober.
With the circle complete, the bishop closed his eyes and ushered a Latin prayer, and upon its conclusion reopened them and began to address the spirit amongst us.
Madam Revenant, we mean you no ill will. We wish only to communicate with you and to help you pass on to the other side. Do you understand? I've just read what's coming up. I'm actually going to say this. Please fart once for yes and twice for no.
Sorry, that was me.
I would never have laughed at that in season 1, and I don't like it.
You've changed. I've changed you.
God.
Sorry. That was me.
Don't worry, my boy. Madam Revenant, once for yes, twice for no. Apologies, Bishop. That infraction was mine.
This is the most ridiculous scene we've had yet.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing, listener. I'm not. Not at all, Major Harden.
Major Hard-on.
Major Harden.
Hard-on.
Once for yes, twice for no, Madam Revenant. Thank you for joining us, Madam Revenant. Is that something you want from us? Oh God!
This is too much for me.
I've corpsed. I never corpse. I especially don't corpse at fart effects. Listener, I am sorry.
Oh dear.
Oh, Mick, I'm nervous.
This is serious stuff. We're in the midst of a séance here, Matthew.
What will they think of me?
Now is not the time for levity.
I'm so sorry. Okay, right, where are we? Do you want our assistance in travelling to the other side?
So that's a no.
Do you wish to clear your conscience and make a declaration?
Well, it is true. You rarely see that side of ghostly encounters in the movies.
I'm ashamed. I'm weary and ashamed.
Matthew, your true colours came out in that scene. All the airs and graces were gone.
I apologise to myself. I apologise to the listener. I apologise to Mick. I apologise to the admin team.
None of us accept that apology.
Please accept it by way of atonement. I can't believe I went through that. Well,
It was
series
quite
2 was
expensive.
quite colourful, wasn't it?
It certainly. Well, I think it was a strong
Goodness me,
season.
it
I
was
think we
colourful.
could pat ourselves on the back now.
Ourselves, yourself.
But, well said. Yeah. If anything, I've been carrying you.
I take that back, actually. Myself. Oh, I just thought, oh dear, I'm not coming back.
Well, that's all that we've got in the review pamphlet. But please do keep emailing and tweeting and Instagramming and all that.
Mysterious.
Oh yeah, why not give the run off? Matthew, the Twitter is.
Twitter.
Yeah.
He's testing me.
Yeah,
At Podcast Mystery.
correct. The Facebook.
Search Mysterious Mysteries, or it's at Mysterious Mysteries Podcast.
Correct.
Instagram at Mysterious Mysteries Podcast.
And the email.
mysteriousmysteries@outlook.com.
And when is the Snapchat happening? That's your forte.
Snapchat?
You're a snapper.
I don't snap.
Oh, Matthew, I've seen you snapping away.
Well, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It was a fraud.
It's been a fraud. I've never snapped. Nothing to snap.
No, that's true. There's
Barely
nothing-
visible. In any case. I'm merely evident, remember.
I'll have to confirm that off air.
It might be evident, but hardly visible.
But hardly visible.
No.
Well, I guess we should address Series 3, which is a bit difficult because we actually haven't discussed this whatsoever.
So Series 3 is coming out.
But when?
Well, you tell me. I'm just pitch up.
Well, see, I'm a bit reluctant to make promises.
After you've outrageously.
I might have more personal reasons
backtracked on
for
that.
delaying it.
Well, we're not. No.
No.
Series 3 will be coming out, and it will be
In-
coming out shortly.
Oh, I wouldn't say shortly.
It will be coming out in a short
in
period
good
of time. In
time.
good time. In one's good time.
I would imagine
In one's good time.
in one's good time.
Series 3 will appear on the airwaves.
Yes, I'm going to say, I'm certainly going to say autumn, or for the benefit of our listeners across the pond, the fall.
Ah, yes.
Yes, the fall.
The fall.
This is not. Don't write this in your diaries, listener. But I reckon we can aim for kind of the end of October,
Perfect.
Yeah.
If not before.
Or after. I may have personal reasons for delaying
Series 3
it.
will be is upon us shortly.
It is a part. Just hold. And in the meantime,
Yeah.
follow us on all those social media.
Instagram,
Even though I don't
Facebook.
think we've posted anything in a good 2 months. But
Don't
how
say
that shall
mate.
change.
Yep, I should be pasting.
How it shall
I should
change.
paste it. Yes.
Well said. Well then, Matthew, that about wraps it up. Do you want to say anything before we go?
Just thank you.
Thank you for listening. Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Thank you,
Yes.
Mick.
You're welcome. I won't thank you because you don't much. But
other
listener,
than that, nothing.
prepare yourselves because unless there are personal reasons for this not to occur, Series 3 will come in autumn, perhaps late October, maybe before or after.
2017.
Goodbye.